Welcome back to the channel. So today we're down here at Edgewater. It's the day before Plates and 28s. They're just doing a test and tune tonight, and I figured I'd just go ahead and get down here and get a parking spot for tomorrow, and just leave the car here overnight, make sure it's all locked up and everything. But we've already made 2 passes. The first pass really didn't count. I about hit the tree. There's something wet on the track. Don't know what happened. It wasn't for me. They try to blame it on me. They try to tell me I drug something all the way down the track, but my whole car was solid and dry. There wasn't a drop. Trust me, if it were me, I would 100% take the fault. I don't care. And I probably should have pulled over, but it was not coming from my car. So just to clarify that. Anyways, we went up, kind of made a second pass to make sure. I went up there and made sure, let them know the car was dry, and they said they were gonna wash the car next pass. And I went up and made a second pass. I didn't have any of my GoPros on or anything, so, but it was good. It wasn't leaking, so whatever happened must have been from the guy in front of me. It happens. Anyways, the car's feeling a little sluggish. I don't really know what's going on. I just looked at the data log. Everything looks solid. Vehicle speed's working finally again, so I don't know what's going on. I can't find anything noticeable. Hold on. I can't find anything on the data log that shows that there's an issue. It just feels like it's really falling on its face. It could be spark plugs. I couldn't even tell you the last time I changed the spark plugs, but we're just gonna keep getting at it. Ran an 1145, and I mean, it's not bad. I mean, we'll be good for the 1150 index, and we should be pretty competitive as long as I can keep that. I'm just kind of testing tuning. I'm not really trying to get 11.5, even though I should try to focus on that. I'm gonna go up, make another pass. I'm gonna let the car cool down, let the temperature cool down a little bit, and see if I can get this thing down a little bit, figure out if it's gonna pick up any. On that last pass that I did, I didn't check the tire pressure very well either, because I was more or less waiting for them to try to kick me off the track, so I wasn't really too worried about it. But everything seems good. There's no leaks. I didn't see any leaks. There was no leaks the second time I went down, so we're all good there. So we'll go ahead and just make another pass when it cools down a little bit and see where we're at, and hopefully everything's all good. Alright guys, so we're at basically day 2. Today's Plates and 28s, so we are running an 1150 index. Car seems to be running decent. First pass I missed third gear. Was not a good pass. Went up for second one, let out about 1,000 foot, got an 1153, so put us in a good spot. But honestly, right now it's kind of warm, and to be honest, it's not gonna tell me much for later on in the evening. So we're gonna just keep going, race to race and figure out what we got going on, and then just kind of go from there. So we'll keep pushing, and see you guys out on the track. Obviously went out first round again. Really don't have much to say. It's kind of like bracket racing a little bit. Just can't get that light figured out. Reaction time screwed me. Obviously my fault. We just got to keep working at it. You know, the car gave me absolutely no problems. Any errors made were because of me this weekend. Friday and Saturday. Basically were my fault. Any issues that I had was my fault. Not keeping the bottle at the right temperature, or the right pressure, I mean, not temperature. Launching, everything was good, and I mean, my passes were looking bad ass. You know, I was getting, you know, I wasn't perfect on the light, but you know, I had a confident reaction time. You know, it's racing. It's what happens. You can't always expect to go out there and win, and that's not what I'm expecting to do. I'm just kind of tired of going out first round. If I would have went the second round and got knocked out second round, that would have been cool. You know, I mean, obviously I would have been a little upset not making it, but you know, at the same time, it's really not that big of a deal. But just kind of wanted to talk about, you know, what the future plans are. We got a motor getting ready to get sleeved hopefully here soon. I think what we're going to end up trying to do is just throw a bunch of nitrous at it and see what happens. Not really going to be at a whole lot of more power, you know, at least not what I'm expecting. I mean, the car really doesn't need to be faster, but at the same time, I'm kind of, at least if right now, I'm kind of over-index racing. It has not been my year this year, and that's fine. Um, I don't know. I'd like to go up in more heads up kind of class, which is going to be really hard because a lot of these other heads up classes are just going to be even faster. An 11.3, 11.2 cars probably doesn't belong in any class at any race that I race at. So there's definitely going to have to be some changes here soon. Obviously, I want to, like I was just saying, I want to do a second stage of nitrous. That way, you know, worst case scenario, you know, if I'm not feeling a race or whatever, or need to switch classes, I'll still have my first stage nitrous to run 1150 or whatever the case is. So, got a lot of things to think about this winter. A buddy of mine invited me out to go to a bracket race. I'm not sure if I'm taking the car or not. Might go out there and see what it's about. See if it's something, you know. I mean, index racing is kind of like bracket racing in a sense. Thinking about maybe going over to some bracket racing, which nobody likes. Money's good, but nobody likes it that much. So, I mean, obviously I'm not going to probably do much better down there at bracket racing, but if I'm constantly bracket racing like that, then, you know, we'll have that for us. So, but it's a thought, you know, for just to end the season right now and just kind of see where the car's going to be and what classes to do and whatever. So there's a lot to think about. I think we're okay. I mean, there's really nothing wrong with the car. I'm probably going to pull the motor out this winter, check over the bearings, make sure all the internals are still good. I don't have any reason to probably go in there other than for my own knowing. Obviously, if you're new to the channel, I put bearings in this bottom end for the first time. Never done that before, so not that it's hard or anything. I just double check, you know, if there's something in there that I need to see, I can see it now before just assuming it's good and then taking it out the first couple of times of the 26 season and blowing it up or whatever the case is, just because I didn't look over something or I missed something, or, you know, that log tells you a lot, but it doesn't tell you everything. Digging into it, it'll tell you a lot more. So just want to tear it apart, make sure everything's solid and good before we go back out. But just kind of wanted to make a kind of a recap video of this past weekend. You know, thought everything was good, and it wasn't. I'm still beating myself up about it, but I apologize. Hopefully I can get better at racing, you know. It's just a bummer. But, you know, it's racing. You know, I get it. So, but I want to thank you guys for watching and catch you on the next video. Peace.